What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Frame Swap Saturday. A little bit of a change of plans. I was gonna just simply repair this 2.5-inch rig today, but the whole 2.5-inch prop thing, ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna pull this squid out of this frame, pull the motors off, and put together another BQE Ripsqueak. Just as another comparison point. Yeah, I don't really think that 2.5-inch is going to do anything that 3-inch isn't. I'm going to give you guys the rest of this drift footage, raw battery drift footage, probably left off somewhere around there. Yeah, so I'm thinking we're going to tear it apart. It flies great as a 2.5-inch rig, but then when you put the Insta360 Go on it, it becomes a little heavy. You know, let's do that. I'm going to weigh it. But before I rip it out of this frame, I'm going to weigh it and see what it is all up. And yeah, we'll make the decision from there. I really hate to do this because these This is the rig that is like super ultra nostalgic. This is basically the same exact rig that I was flying at Quad Camp Atlanta. So like, it's hard for me to rip this thing apart, but I mean, I can just put it right back together. Like, it's no big deal. But yeah, let me get it on a scale with a battery, and I'll see what's going on, because I don't know. I could maybe leave it together. You know, I can't leave it together because the problem is it's not going to be able to carry an Insta360 Go 2. Well, I could probably just get another mount for it. I could probably make it carry an Insta360 Go 2. Man, I don't know. I was all excited to rip this thing apart. Maybe I'll leave it together. Now we're gonna pull it apart. We'll put it into the Ripsqueak frame, and I can still run the. You know what? I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna leave the motors on it. I'm gonna leave these motors on it. I'm gonna put it in the BQE frame, and I'm gonna put 2.5-inch propeller arms on the BQE frame. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. This battery should be almost over. This is my full-time job. If you would like me to keep doing this all day, every day, I need your help. I need you to jump over to CiottiFPV.com, click some stuff down here, jump to CiottiFPV.com, click some stuff there, join my Patreon, do something or other. Hire me on Fiverr. I'm doing all kinds of fun stuff. Let me work for you, man. I want to work for you guys and bring you guys good content and some instruction and some coaching and some build planning and all kinds of good nonsense. So yeah, CiottiFPV.com and click some buttons. My God, how long is this battery gonna last? Jeez. Also, head on over to FPV Exchange. That's Nevin's website. It is fantastic. If you're not on there already, you're missing out. If you are already on there, go sell something. Go click one of the buttons and put one of your things for sale. And then you can buy more stuff. In the chat, we've got some people. I can't see any of their names because this screen is where the chat is. I forgot to take the chat off. Alright, stop saying hi to people. Ciotti from the past. That's pretty much it. Okay, cool. Good to go. You completionists can rest easy. Look. There we go. There's the end of the battery. Now you can feel better about yourself. In the chat, we've got Zach Lothamer, Remy Tim, Patio Patterson, Barry Cook, Zach Lothamer again, Guillermo Nespolo, DQ, Joey KFPV, Zach King, Rob Axelson, DQ again, Mr. Huggy, Fairly Functional, Cowboy FPV Smith, Drone Pilot, Rob Axelson, Journey Droid, Riot 9, Maniac FPV, Drone Pilot again, Rob Axelson again, EE Doc, Espander is in the house, Zach King, Remy Tim. I think we're getting into all repeats now. Robin Duckett, Long Nguyen, Mr. Huggy again. All right, I think I got everybody. And Suave FPV. And PS, what's up, people? If you'd like to talk directly to me, all you got to do what these lovely people have done, which is to type my name, just like in the real world, where you say somebody's name before you start talking to them in the chat. Type somebody's name before you start talking to them, and it'll light up in orange so that they know that you're talking to them. Remy Tim says, LOL, scheduled to start at 4:20 Colorado time. Nice. I didn't do that on purpose, I swear, Mom and Dad. DQ says, good to see you again, bro. Good to see your name again. DQ. Drone Pilot says it's all good. No need to worry. Orange line with your name everywhere rather. Cowboy FPV Smith says, what's up? Are you doing iGao 3? I am not. I tried to do International Game of Whoop 2. I did the first 2 videos, and then just doing FPV full-time took over, and I didn't, I just don't have the time to fly and edit every single week. It's just not realistic for me. So yeah, unfortunately, I won't be doing International Game of Whoop 3, but you guys should. You guys should all do International Game of Whoop 3. It's really, really cool. You should do it. Journey Droid says, how was lunch? It was really good. If you don't know what Journey Droid's talking about, over on Instagram, I've got a little live stream series called Man Cooks, where I cook myself food with varying degrees of success. So if you want to see a guy struggle to learn how to cook, head on over. Rob Axelson says, I'm at work, so I'll have to pop in and out. No worries, brother. Frame swap, so what did you break now? The camera. Emax Emax Avan Rush props best 2.5 props. Correct, Rob. Those props are a big part of the reason that I don't want to take this 2.5-inch rig all the way down. Those props are so good that I want to push them as far as I can. So yeah, let's see what this rig is like in the Ripsqueak frame. And then what's cool is in the Ripsqueak frame I can just swap the arms out. So yeah, I like this idea. I'll leave these motors on, plus it'll do a little bit less work for me. Long Nguyen says, did you come back church? Did you come back church? No, I'm atheist. Oh, because I'm not wearing a shitty t-shirt. No, I'm just, you know, a man about town now, so I gotta dress nice. Yeah, I'm atheist, so I've never set foot in church in my life, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. Suave says, looking spiffy. Thank you, brother. Mr. Huggy says, I guess your cooking didn't kill me. It didn't. It was actually really good. The tasteless rice didn't matter because there was so much flavor and everything else. Riot9 with 10 Australian dollars. He says, Fiverr, here's 10 of those. That DJI build in the bin. Just kidding, kinda. Riot9, thank you for the support, brother. Very kind of you. Guillermo says, international what? International Game of Whoop. IGOW. Cowboy FPV Smith is hooking you up, Guillermo. All right, let's get to work because I got to try to get out of here. Ooh, I was going to try to leave here in 10 minutes from now. That ain't happening. Let's see how much we can get done here. I sort of apparently lost track of time. I need to be at the yoga studio at 7:30. I was hoping to get there a little bit earlier than that so that I can get set up. I'm doing a little bit more flying there tonight. So yeah, let's rip through as much of this as we can, and then I will sign off, and you guys will have to deal with a CiottiFPV-less night. I know that's a scary and potentially terrible thing, but what can I say, man? I've got a social life now, guys. It's weird. It's very, very weird. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. I do know what to do. That's a lie. So, unfortunately, I've got to pull all of this apart here. I had this nice little communication set up with the VTX antenna and the RXSR antennas all neatly packed up here. Yikes. But I've got to strip this down because this piece of TPU will not fit on the Ripsqueak. The standoffs, the Ripsqueak standoffs are a lot wider than this CB3 here. Alright, so this will be good to have 3 Ripsqueaks up, though. To be able to swap parts back and forth between them is going to be really, really nice. What flight controller is this, I wonder? I hope this is, well, I know this is a 4S flight controller. I hope this is at least a, yeah. This is probably like a 25 amp. Maybe I'll recognize it when I pull it the rest of the way apart. I'm hoping that this flight controller has enough jam to handle some bigger motors, because I'm gonna potentially throw some. Well, no, you know what? Yeah, this will be fine. I mean, I'm leaving the motors on for now. So here's the camera that I blew up. I do have a replacement body, so I cracked the body and then the lens fell off of this camera. I do have a replacement body, but I might actually just replace the entire camera. I'm not totally sure what route I'm going to go there. Zach Lothamer says, what are the benefits of race wires besides reducing prop strikes? That's pretty much it. It just makes... So the way that I build my rigs basically is I'll usually not do the LED race wires right off the bat. I'll usually be lazy and just direct wire the motors. And then inevitably the motor wires will get chopped up from prop strikes. And as they do, I will replace the motor wires with race wires. Sometimes I'll do the race wires right off the jump because I know that that's going to happen anyway. I know that the regular motor wires are going to get prop stricken and chopped to hell. So it is, yeah, when I'm not being a lazy shit, it is nice to kind of do it right away. But you know, a scratch build is a lot of work, so it's nice to take, and putting the race wires on does take some time. Like, it's, you know, you got to spend some time doing it. It kind of like doubles the amount of work involved with, actually more than doubles the amount of work, right? Because normally you've only got 3, 6, 9, 12 solder pads, whereas when you do the race wires, you've got 3, 6, 9, 12, so triple that, so 12 times 3, whatever the hell that is. Ciotti, you don't know math. You didn't come here for math. You came here for quads. Oh, this is kind of a shitty ESC. Well, that's fine. This is a hack. Oh, it's a BL Heli 32 ESC though. It's a hack RC ESC. Curiosity got the better of me, and I just had to know if a company that calls itself Hack actually makes half-decent electronics. I mean, I was pretty sure going into it that the answer was no. But, I mean, you never know. Maybe Hack RC is just a bad translation, right? Maybe they're not actually hacks. And it's been fine on this 2.5-inch prop setup, so I don't know, maybe, you know, maybe it's a really good ESC with just a terrible name. I didn't cut all these off. All right, so there we go. There we go. Let's get the rest of these motor screws out. Get these motors pulled off of here, and then we will move this frame out of the way. So this is a old school frame made by a company that's not really around anymore called Rotorius. They were my first sponsor in FPV. And then the company changed hands, and the new owner has kind of... Initially, he took it in a different direction, moving away from the frames that I was really interested in and most of you guys are interested in. And then he just full-blown disappeared, which was pretty sad, because there was a moment where I was supposed to be the one taking over Rotorius. Yeah, I mean, if I had, the company would more than likely be in a really good place by now, right? Because I'm still like super dedicated to the hobby and whatnot. So it's kind of a shame, but hey, you know, things sometimes don't work out. You can't force it. You just gotta let shit happen sometimes, and it's all good. It's all good. We still got some good micro frames coming. I got my frame coming from Ryan Harrell. I'm gonna do some prototype testing on it, and then we'll make some improvements to it, and hopefully I'll be able to sell you guys a frame here at some point. So yeah, things have kind of moved on. No problem with that. Patio Patterson says, can you do yoga poses while you fly around yourself? Would be hilarious. You know, I never even thought to do that, but I probably not, actually. I'm not all that good at yoga yet. Like, especially the balance stuff. The balance stuff I'm really bad at. The strength stuff that doesn't really require any actual skill, I'm not good at it, but I can at least do it. But yeah, the balance stuff is much more skill based, and I am not good at that. But that's okay. I'm not trying to get good at yoga. I'm just trying to kind of do it. Like, in my life, every single time I do something, I get all obsessed about being good at it and getting good at it and whatnot. And so for once here, not for once, I'm going to try to do this with a bunch of stuff. This is more like, I don't know, me growing up a little bit. I'm fucking 40 years old now, so it's nice to have a little bit of personal growth. Yeah, I'm trying to not think about getting good at it and just kind of do it. I enjoy it. I just want to do it and not take it so seriously, and it's been really good so far. It's really enjoyable to just like do something that makes me feel good and not really worry about like, oh, I want to get good, I gotta get good, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, like there's with the getting good at stuff, right? Like, I still love it because there's always going to be like a meta within like an activity or a hobby or whatever, and like that meta I really find interesting, and I always get have a really good time with, and if you don't know what I mean by meta, like basically when you do something a bunch and you get really good at it, the activity kind of like changes a little bit. Like there's a subtlety to it, and there's like a next level to it that you don't really gain access to unless you get really good at it. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say meta in that way. And I'm certain that yoga is like that, right? I'm certain of it. But you gotta have balance in your life. So it would be wonderful to have like one thing in my life that I'm not obsessed with getting good at, that I just do for the sake of doing. And it's a really good thing to do for the sake of doing because it's really good exercise, and it ties in really closely with meditation, which helps my mental health immensely. So yeah, it's kind of great. I'm totally honest with you guys. It's been really, really enjoyable, and I ain't gonna stop. And now to be able to do some FPV work while I do the work trade stuff. So the edits, the Insta360 Go Tiny Whoop edits that you guys have probably seen over my Instagram now with the yoga stuff. I'm doing those while I'm sitting at the front desk for work trade. And basically the way that the work trade works there is that if you spend 4 hours helping them out, in my case it's sitting at the front desk saying hi to people, checking them in, you get free unlimited classes. And yoga classes are like between $40 and $80 per class. So it's like really, really, really worth it to spend a few hours sitting there flying around and then editing content that I can then use here for my, for my own marketing, and then getting free yoga classes. So it's, I gotta give past me a pat on the back for figuring this shit out and following through, because it's really worked out. And the owner of the yoga studio, Marie Ann, like loves me, like, and she's been telling like all these other businesses. Like one thing about business owners you always want to remember is that business owners know lots of other business owners. So Marie has been pimping me out. Marie Ann has been pimping me out to all kinds of other businesses for indoor tours and stuff. And yeah, it's really going well. So I'm super excited. This is gonna be my fucking year. This is gonna be my summer. I've got a lot of stuff cooking. It's pretty overwhelming if I'm completely honest. Like I'm having a hard time kind of keeping it all straight, and meeting new people and going through all the shit that I'm going through. But it's I'd rather be extra busy right now than not busy enough, for many, many reasons that I shall not get into at the moment. What else is going on here in the chat? Mr. Huggy says, here's a song for you, blah, 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 by Steve Martin. Can't click that at the moment, Mr. Huggy. I'm kind of rushing through this because I gotta get out of here by like 10 after 7. But send it to me somewhere, and I'll do a thing. Robin Duckett says, sorry, are you starting your own drone frame company / brand? I'm not, Robin. I've just been working with a couple of different people on a 3-inch frame that I hope to have cut by CNC Madness, or maybe whoever does Rugi's, Rugi being Kebab of FPV Cycle. Potentially whoever cuts his frames, I might have cut it. But yeah, I just want to have like a frame that I can sell to you guys. You guys have been begging me for a 3-inch frame for a long time, and I just keep blowing it off because it's a ton of work. But then a couple of people volunteered their time to help me out with it, and that saved me all of the work that I didn't really have time for. So now I can just do the thing that I am good at, which is building and flying the frame, and then I can give feedback about it, and then we can get it perfect, and I can hopefully have some money, or maybe do a fundraiser to get a whole bunch of them cut, and then yeah, you guys will have pretty much the ultimate 3-inch frame, because there's not like the perfect 3-inch frame that exists quite yet. The Ripsqueak is the closest that I've found to it, and it's a phenomenal frame, but there's still some improvements that in my opinion can be made, and those improvements have been made to the frame that Ryan Harrell is cutting for me and sending over. So yeah, it should be pretty cool, man. I'm really excited. But it's not going to be a company, it's not going to be like a thing, it's not going to be something that I'm trying to make money off of. It's just, I just want to have a frame. I want to have the frame for me too, right? Like that's a big part of it, is that I want this frame. Like I want this ultimate 3-inch frame that is spec'd out the way that I do my builds, and have been for the last 4.5 years. So yeah, it's as much for me as it is for you guys, to be completely honest. Me selfish. All right, cool. So the CB 2.5 frame is gonna take a little nap here for a while, and be replaced with a BQE Ripsqueak. Down the road, I bet you that I rebuild this. I can all but guarantee that, because of the sentimental nature of this particular frame. But at the moment, I'm trying to really hit this 3-inch testing hard, so it makes a lot of sense to have a third rig in the same frame, rather than having this one oddball build here. So this is the BQE Ripsqueak Micro. Comes with a bunch of amazing stickers from BQE. It even comes with a pin that says "Shut up and fly." I'm gonna mail that to one of you guys, because I actually have a bunch of them. Here are the extra braces. Here is the base plate. Let's get these stickers on out of here. And all right, here's the top plate. These are the 3-inch arms. I'm not going to use these at the moment. I am going to go digging in my other bag of BQE Ripsqueak stuff to get the 2.5-inch frames. But I think I can probably just I probably only have enough time to do the assembly of the stack and whatnot here. So let's just dive right into that. I am going to need some washers for these M2s. So let's get that out here. What else is going on in the chat? Quessy Williams says, what can you tell us about your frame without telling us too much? I mean, I've shown the frame on the stream a bunch of times now. So, I mean, with like on the scale, pictures of it, 3D design of it. So, I mean, there are really not many secrets, but it'll take 9x9 motors, 12x12 motors, 3-inch props, 3.5-inch props. There's going to be all different arms available for it. So yeah, it's going to be good, man. Journey Droid says, so you're not booking flights to India yet? I'm certainly not. I'm not booking flights to anywhere. I got no money. Ricardo Faria says, greetings from Lisbon, Portugal. What do you make of a motor brand Ego Drift? I just bought on sale 2306 2400s. Find that the company does heli motors. I've not heard of them, but that name kind of scares me. Any company name with the word ego in it is a little confusing. But it's probably fine. They're probably not making the motors. They're probably just having the motors made somewhere else and then OEMing them. So there aren't many. There's only a couple of manufacturing plants that actually make our motors, and then we've got like 10 different companies that sell motors. So it's just an impossibility that all of these different companies are manufacturing their own motors, which is, I mean, that's sort of the way it goes in business nowadays. White labeling products is a very, very common thing. So it's, you know, I'm not like trashing on any of these companies. They're just doing what they got to do to get a product out. The fact that they don't have their own manufacturing facility means pretty much nothing. You know, they're having another manufacturing facility manufacture a motor to the spec that they ask for, and that spec, you know, how thick are the magnets, what's the motor size, what's the motor kV, which magnets do they use, are they curved, are they straight, how many stator poles. There's a million different things that go into how you spec out a motor. That's what really makes a bigger difference typically than the actual manufacturer that produces it. Drainy Droid says, like packing parachutes for free jumps. Free jumps. What the hell were we talking about? Cowboy FPV Smith says, what's a good 20x20 VTX for my Ripsqueak? In my opinion, none of them. 20x20 VTXs don't make any sense, in my opinion. They're just way too big and heavy. Get one of the nano VTXs. Get the tiny tank from Rush, or get the Ishin Nano. Yeah, the 20x20 VTXs in a Ripsqueak doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to need more than 400 milliwatts for a micro. Micros don't cover enough ground to require any more milliwatt than, I mean, realistically, even 200 is a lot for a micro. So yeah, I would suggest not running a 20x20 VTX in a Ripsqueak. Just run one of these nano VTXs. Also, there's the Immersion RC Tiny Tramp, I think it's called. But yeah, one of these little tiny nano VTXs, which look like this. This is an Ishin Nano V2. And then you just stick it to the back. You just VHB it behind the 20x20 stack to the bottom plate. And then it's also going to transfer some of its heat to the bottom plate to use the carbon fiber as a little bit of a heat sink, which is a really good thing. So yeah, top tip: don't do 20x20 VTXs in micros. It doesn't really make any sense. Do them in like a Cinewhoop or a 5-inch rig. It makes much more sense there. Drony Droid votes for CNC Madness. Help out a broke-ass Canadian. I'm thinking about it. There's a chance I'll use CNC Madness. I've had a frame cut by them once before, and I wasn't really all that impressed, if I'm totally honest. It wasn't bad, but it also wasn't necessarily good. So I don't know if I'll go with them, to be completely honest. Ooh, I wonder if I can shift this stack forward. I probably can. But shitters. So the question is, do I want to set this rig up so that it's ready to... Yeah, there's no reason to not set this thing up so that I can drop a RunCam hybrid into it. So I'm going to move this onto longer hardware. Okay, I'm glad that I had that thought now, because basically all that means is that I need to run 25mm screws here and a little bit longer standoffs, and that's not going to really negatively affect the performance at all. I mean, it is a little bit, but not enough to not do it. All right, there we go. Although, wait, how many of these do I have? Ooh, I got a bunch of these M2x25s. Look at me! If M2x25 screws were a form of currency, I'd be fucking set, man. I'd be getting on that doggy coin shit. DQ says, I need that frame ASAP. It's not going to be ASAP, DQ. It's going to be months and months and months away. But it's more important for me to make something good than to make something quick. I've been flying all 3-inch lately to the point where 5-inch feels porky and slow by comparison. Robin Duckett says, I will buy the frame. Hopefully UK shipping would be allowed. Yeah, I'll be shipping them out from here, so it's no different than any of the giveaway wins. Speaking of the giveaways, tomorrow's a giveaway night, so, you know, if you're not a patron, now's a really good time. If you join my Patreon right now on the $5, $10, $20, or $30 tiers, you'll be entered to win some stuff tomorrow night. So, you know, go over there, join, and then also you'll be helping a skinny-ass bastard be able to eat food and survive and pay rent and, you know, maybe get some health care one of these days, maybe get his car back at some point. It's all good things, man, all good things. And you'll also get my undying love and support. Who doesn't want that? But yeah, so tomorrow night we're going to be doing, tomorrow night's a giveaway night, so we're going to be doing 4 giveaways like we do every other Monday night. There's going to be a Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway, there's going to be a 3-inch Micro Brushless and Cinewhoop giveaway, there's going to be a 5-inch giveaway, and then there's going to be a Super Chat giveaway. So yeah, don't miss out. Boys and girls, join my Patreon by going over to CiottiFPV.com. All right, and if you are already on the Patreon, but you're on the $3 tier, now's your chance to bump your tier up a little bit to get in on the giveaways. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't love winning shit? I know I do. Although it never seems to happen for me. And I've set up a system where other people can win things and I can't. So, you know, apparently it's not going to come to a... Nothing's going to change anytime soon, but that's okay. That's okay. Journey Droid says, we all want this frame. CiottiFPV, get on that shit, new beginnings and all. I mean, there's not much that I can do, Journey Droid. Like, I'm relying on other people that are gifting me their time. So, you know, I can't be like, hey, Ryan, hurry up, please. It's not really, you know, you kind of can't do that when somebody's working for you for free. But yeah, once it arrives, then I'll have a little bit of control, but still not much because I'm gonna have to do a scratch build with it, and then I'm also gonna have to, and then I'm gonna have to fly it, and then I'm gonna have to crash it a bunch, enough to break it, and then I'm gonna have to give Ryan feedback. And then he's gonna have to go back in and redesign stuff and then cut more. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a 2+ month long process minimum, realistically. So yeah, don't hold your breath, guys. Like go out and get BQE Ripsqueak micros now because they're a brilliant frame. And quite honestly, this frame that I'm making might not be any better than the Ripsqueak micro. But it'll definitely be a little different than it. So that's good. I think. Ricardo Ferrari says, everybody clicking the like button. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ricardo. Quessy says, where can I get a good M2 hardware kit? M2 spacers included. The only one that I really know of is made by Flywoo, actually. Flywoo makes a little M2 kit that seems pretty good. I have no idea if there's spacers in there, but I mean, you don't really have many, if any, choices, so that one is kind of the only one. So yeah, unfortunately in this case, beggars can't be choosers is the saying that comes to mind. But hey, at least there's one. Alright, cool. So these screws I'm done with. Actually, I'm going to put these in the bag with the CB3 because I'll probably use these when I put that thing back together at some point. Alright. Good to go! Zach Lothamer says, this is your 30-minute warning. Thank you, Zach. I'm actually going to have to wrap this up in about 10 or so minutes. I need to give myself a little bit of time to get there and get my shit set up and say hi to the beautiful women wearing yoga pants. You know how it is, guys. Oh, you don't? Oh, well. Go do some work at a yoga studio. You will not regret it. You can thank me later. It is just terrific. Old me had a lightning bolt hit his brain, and I'm very happy about it. It is unbelievable how much time it takes to do stupid stuff like this right now, like moving hardware from one to the other, like screwing screws and nuts in. It's just kind of absurd how much time like the stupid parts of these builds take, right? We always think like soldering up motors and soldering up the receiver and the VTX. We all think like that's what takes the time. It really doesn't, man. All this stupid fiddly shit, especially on micros, is what takes the time. You ever like pay attention to how long it takes you to just piece a frame together? It takes like an hour. Like every time I buy a new frame, I sit on the couch and I just piece it together to just kind of like look at how it goes together, and just I like to bend it end of the arm to end of the arm to see how stiff it is and shit like that. That's what she says, or that's what she said rather. And yeah, it takes like an hour. It's crazy. It's ridiculous how long it takes. How many times am I gonna drop this fucking nut? Let's go for 3. Here we go. Ready? And oh, I almost did. Almost dropped it a third time. What the fuck? Come on. Get on there, you bastard. Oh god, something just jammed into my thumb. Oh god, why is there such a stabbing pain in my thumb? Alright, here we go with the last of the stack nuts. Using my MIP driver here. Some of these some of this M2 hardware is a little wobbly in the Weha M2 driver on the table to the left of the base plate right now. So when I feel like there's a plus this driver, this M2 driver on my on the table there, the Weha one, is very old. Well, it's on your guys' right, I should say. It's very old and it's starting to kind of round out a little bit. I should replace it one of these days. I will replace it one of these days. But to buy just an individual driver, they're like fucking $10 on eBay. It's really annoying. Alright, cool. So we've got our hardware up through the bottom. Now we can take... Shit, which way did I have this sitting? I think I had the battery lead in the front. Although this base plate is the same left to right. So I'm good to go. So we're going to drop this Hack RC ESC on here and see how these little guys line up. Ooh, they line up really good. Ooh, they line up real good. Okay, so now I'm going to crank these down now that they're lined up on the ESC. You always want to wait until you've got something 20 by 20 on this Ripsqueak frame to really jack these guys down because there's a little bit of adjustability built in. So let's just do that. Crank these guys down. Always make sure that you either Loctite or really give a good crank on your on your stack screws, because when they loosen up, the flight characteristics go to hell because it starts dumping a bunch of vibrations into the flight controller that don't belong there or don't make any sense because they're coming, they're vibrations and their harmonics that are being created by the motors, but then they're being like shifted by the fact that the stack is not solidly mounted. So yeah, always make sure that your stack mounting screws are not going to come loose, because they will come loose, like especially on a micro, man. These things vibrate like crazy. it's it happens kind of all the time that they start to back themselves out. So I'm trying to see how the hell I had this thing set up. I think it was maybe like this. Yeah, this is how it was. Those guys went in there. Okay, cool. So now I just need to send these little fellas down. It is 7:08. I've got 2 minutes. Short stream here tonight, but they can't always be 2-hour-long epics, and it's been 45 minutes. That's pretty good. Ryzik says, some men are lucky to drive... No, once sitting, let alone a few times. Some of us could be so lucky. Michael Blades has arrived. And Robin Duckett says, dry fit is an important stage. It is indeed. Yeah, that's the name for it. Dry fit. That's exactly what it's called. I think I'm caught up on chat, right? Yep, awesome. So yeah, get those chat comments in now because you only got me for about another minute or two. Maybe tomorrow we'll work on this a little bit more. But I'm glad that we kind of... By we, I mean me. I'm glad that I kind of figured out a plan for this rig, and I'm happy that it's going into a Ripsqueak frame. This is going to make my life a little bit easier during some of the testing that I'm going to be doing here. This is going to be a big summer for 3-inch for me, so I'm really excited about this. I should be home at, no, I don't know, it depends. It depends on if I can find anybody to hang out with downtown tonight. But I might do a little sim stream tonight over on the PS4 with some Gran Turismo Sport. So if you're into cars or you just find me amusing to listen to, you might get a little bit more of me tonight. It kind of depends on how things go. Quite honestly, Friday and Saturday nights are it's gonna be a little bit harder to stream now that I'm trying to kind of get a little bit of a social life going here and meet some people and make some friends so that I'm not all alone. And I'm not all alone. Like I'm very, very lucky to have you guys in my life. But there's a difference between, you know, being able to invite like an actual physical friend over to come and hang out versus hanging out with you guys. You know, you guys get to at least see my big stupid face. I can only see your guys' chat names, so it's a little bit different. It's the streamers call it a parasympathetic relationship, and it's really interesting, right? Like you guys know a lot about me. You could almost kind of say that you guys know everything about me, right? Because I really try to be very forthcoming and an open book. But I don't really know much, if anything, in some cases, about you guys. Yeah, it's interesting for all of your relationships to sort of be, you know, be like that. And I'm not saying that in any way as a bad, like that's, you know, it's not like anybody's doing this on purpose. But yeah, I need to have, if I'm not going to have a wife, then I need to have some physical friends in my life. I can't just be all alone all day, every day. That's not going to work for my mental health. So yeah, and Friday and Saturday nights, you know, those are the nights that the normies have off from their jobs. So I need to get my ass downtown as much as possible and just meet real live human beings, which I've been doing, and it's been working. Shockingly, it's crazy. It's like you leave the house and you force yourself to talk to people, and you meet really fucking cool people. It's crazy. I know that sounds nuts, but kind of forgot about the ability to do that from not doing it for 15 or so years. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's going well. Look at that. For all of you that didn't have a good sense of completion here from this stream, it almost looks like a quad that's ready to go back together, doesn't it? Look at that. Cool. So tomorrow we'll throw some arms on it, we'll bolt the motors down, put some standoffs on, and we should be pretty much good to go. Mars FPV Drone says fly hard, fly safe. You as well. Ken Hill says, what motors are those? These are RCX 1306 5000 kV. You can only buy them from MyRC Mart. They are brilliant motors for 2.5-inch 3-blade Emax Avan props. Zach Lothamer says, do whatever you need to. We'll be here when you get back. Suave FPV says, smallest decent quad, 65mm tiny whoop on 0802 25,000 kV motors. Joni Droid says, well, whose fault is that? You never ask us anything. Suddenly I feel neglected. Robin Duckett says, well done for getting out. I have trouble. Yeah, it doesn't come naturally to me at all, Robin. I just force myself to do it. I just, like, literally, it's just like, I have to do this now. I'm gonna like right now, for example, I have to go do this. I'm just gonna go do it. I'm not happy about it, but if I don't go do this, it ain't gonna get done. So I'm gonna just go do it, and maybe I'll see you guys late tonight, 10, 11, 12, on Gran Turismo Sport. Fairly functional with the last comment saying, have a good night, bro. Thank you, dude. I'll see you guys tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow as well, 3 o'clock Eastern, for something Sunday. We'll do something fun tomorrow. Maybe we'll finish this up tomorrow. Ripsqueak Sunday. Yeah, Ripsqueak Sunday. There we go. Thank you, Freelojo. See you guys later. Here comes a little bit of, no, fuck flying. I'm just out of here. Bye-bye! Oh, I was hoping that would work. Oh, there it goes. Later, fellas.